Deep in the American Southwest, rumors swirl of a place called the Flats. This enigmatic location has captured the imaginations of many, drawing in those who yearn for a life unbound by the constraints of modern society. The Flats is not just a place, it's a concept, a dream of ultimate freedom and self-reliance. It's a community on the fringes, a refuge for those seeking escape from societal norms. Here, people from all walks of life come together, united by a common desire to live on their own terms. Artists, wanderers, and free spirits find solace in this unconventional haven. No rent, no rules, just the raw freedom to live as you please. The Flats offers a stark contrast to the structured, regulated world left behind. It's a place where creativity flourishes, and individuality is celebrated. The absence of traditional infrastructure means that residents must rely on their ingenuity and resourcefulness to thrive. It's a place that sparks both fascination and fear. For some, the Flats represents the ultimate escape, a chance to reinvent themselves in a landscape that feels almost otherworldly. For others, the lack of structure and the harsh environment are daunting, a reminder of the challenges that come with true freedom. Some believe it to be a haven of self-expression, others a breeding ground for chaos. The Flats is a canvas for those who wish to paint their lives with bold, unrestrained strokes. Yet this freedom comes with its own set of challenges, as the lack of rules can sometimes lead to unpredictability and conflict. The journey to the Flats is arduous, a testament to its isolation. Travelers must navigate treacherous terrain, enduring the relentless sun and the unforgiving landscape. This journey is not for the faint of heart, but for those who make it, the reward is a sense of accomplishment and a newfound appreciation for the stark beauty of the desert. The landscape is harsh and unforgiving, a sun-baked expanse of sand and scrub. The environment tests the limits of human endurance, pushing residents to adapt and innovate. Water is scarce, and the searing heat can be relentless, but these challenges only serve to strengthen the resolve of those who call the Flats home. But for those drawn to its siren call, the journey is a pilgrimage, a shedding of the old life and an embrace of the unknown. The Flats is more than just a destination. It's a transformative experience. As travelers arrive, they are greeted by a community that understands the value of freedom and the beauty of living life on one's own terms. Here, in this remote desert, they find not just a place to live, but a place to truly be alive. The residents of the Flats are a diverse bunch, united by their desire for autonomy. Artists seeking inspiration in the raw beauty of the desert, rebels rejecting the constraints of modern life, outcasts seeking solace and acceptance. Each carries their own story, their own scars, their own reasons for seeking refuge in this desolate paradise. There's Maya, a former tech executive who traded Silicon Valley for a life of simplicity. And Jack, a Vietnam vet haunted by his past, finding solace in the company of fellow free spirits. And Luna, a young artist escaping a broken heart, seeking refuge in her creativity. Life in the Flats is a constant negotiation with the elements. Water is scarce, food even more so. Residents rely on a mix of ingenuity and collaboration to survive. Solar panels power makeshift homes. Shared gardens provide sustenance. Bartering and trade replace traditional currency. Days are spent in a constant cycle of survival and creation, building and repairing shelters, foraging for food and water, sharing stories and skills around crackling fires. It is a life stripped bare, reduced to its essentials. But freedom in the Flats comes at a price. The absence of rules creates a volatile environment where disputes can quickly escalate. The harsh desert landscape is unforgiving, claiming the unwary and unprepared. And the isolation, while liberating for some, can be a heavy burden for others. There are whispers of disappearances, of strange happenings under the desert moon, stories told in hushed tones around campfires, a reminder that even in paradise, darkness can lurk. Section 5. Lawlessness and order, a delicate balance. Despite the lack of formal laws, the Flats is not without its own code of conduct. Respect for the land and its resources is paramount. Community consensus dictates justice, with disputes settled through mediation and compromise. It is a fragile equilibrium, constantly tested by the influx of new arrivals and the ever-present weight of human nature. There's Old Man Joe, a grizzled veteran who acts as an unofficial mediator, his word carrying weight despite his lack of formal authority. And Sarah, a former nurse, who tends to the sick and injured, her skills invaluable in this unforgiving environment. Section 6. Echoes of Utopia, Glimmers of Hope and Harmony. There are moments in the flats that hint at a different way of life, moments of shared laughter and camaraderie around crackling fires, acts of selfless kindness and generosity, a sense of community forged in the crucible of hardship. There's a sense of peace that permeates the air, a feeling of being truly present in the moment. The weight of societal expectations lifted, replaced by the simple rhythm of life and death in the desert. Section 7. The Shadow of Conflict, Tensions and Disputes. But even in this fragile paradise, conflict is never far from the surface. Disputes over resources, clashes of personality, the ever-present struggle for power. The absence of external authority means that tensions can quickly escalate, threatening to tear apart the delicate fabric of the community. There's Snake, a charismatic but volatile presence, his ambition often clashing with the community's desire for harmony, and whispers of a growing divide between the old-timers who remember a simpler time and the newcomers, bringing with them the baggage of the outside world. Section 8. The Outside World, a Looming Presence. The flats may be isolated, but it is not immune to the influence of the outside world. Despite its remote location, the desert community is constantly reminded of the world beyond its borders. The vast expanse of sand and rock may seem like a barrier, but it is permeable, allowing the outside world to seep in. The steady stream of new arrivals brings with them news of the world beyond the desert, along with its temptations and dangers. These travelers with their stories and experiences act as conduits, bridging the gap between the isolated flats and the bustling world outside. They bring tales of technological advancements, political upheavals, and cultural shifts, painting a vivid picture of a world in constant flux. And the occasional visit from law enforcement serves as a reminder that even in this lawless land, the reach of authority is never far away. The sight of a police car, with its flashing lights cutting through the desert dusk, is a stark reminder of the ever-present arm of the law. It underscores the tension between the desire for autonomy and the reality of external control. The question of how long the flats can maintain its independence hangs heavy in the air. The residents, though resilient and resourceful, are acutely aware of the fragility of their situation. The ominous sky above seems to mirror their concerns, casting a shadow over their hopes for a self-sustained existence. Will it ultimately be absorbed by the society it seeks to escape, or can it find a way to exist on its own terms? The juxtaposition of the bustling city and the quiet desert serves as a powerful metaphor for this struggle. The flat stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain. The choices made by its residents in the coming days will determine whether it remains a bastion of independence, or becomes just another outpost of the encroaching world. Section 9. Utopia or Dystopia, a Question of Perspective. The flats is a place of contradictions, a stark reminder that freedom and chaos often go hand in hand. Nestled in the heart of an unforgiving desert, this community thrives on the edge of societal norms, challenging conventional ideas of what a community should be. Here, the lines between order and disorder blur, creating a unique tapestry of human experience. It is neither a utopia nor a dystopia, but something altogether more complex and nuanced. The flats defies easy categorization, embodying elements of both idealism and harsh reality. It is a place where dreams and nightmares coexist, where the human spirit is tested and often found resilient. The community's eclectic mix of structures and lifestyles reflects the diverse aspirations and challenges of its inhabitants, a testament to the enduring human spirit and its capacity for both good and evil. The residents of the flats are a microcosm of humanity, showcasing the best and worst of what people can be. Their stories are woven into the fabric of this desert landscape, each one adding to the rich, complex narrative of survival, cooperation, and conflict. The community's ability to come together in times of need, despite their differences, speaks volumes about the strength of human connection. Whether this experiment in radical freedom can ultimately succeed remains to be seen. The flats is an ongoing social experiment, a living laboratory where the principles of autonomy and self-governance are put to the test. The outcome is uncertain, and the stakes are high. Success could mean a new model for living, while failure could result in chaos and disillusionment. The community's future hangs in the balance, shaped by the choices and actions of its residents. But for those who call the flats home, it represents a chance to live life on their own terms, to break free from the constraints of mainstream society. Here, They find the freedom to express themselves, to build and create without the limitations imposed by conventional norms. This freedom comes with its own set of challenges, but for many, the rewards far outweigh the risks. The Flats offers a blank canvas, a place where individuals can paint their own destinies, to forge their own destiny in the crucible of the desert. The harsh environment serves as both a backdrop and a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. It is a place where resilience is not just a trait, but a necessity. The desert tests the limits of endurance, creativity, and community spirit, pushing residents to innovate and adapt in ways they never thought possible. And that in itself is a powerful and seductive notion. The idea of carving out a space where one can truly be oneself, free from societal constraints, is deeply appealing. It speaks to a fundamental human desire for autonomy and self-expression. The Flats, with all its complexities and contradictions, offers a glimpse into what such a life might look like. It is a place of possibility where the future is unwritten and the only limits are those imposed by the harsh desert and the human spirit.